Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Anthony Davis is out there with Rodman. Then it's Harden, then it's Anthony, and it's Paul in at the 1 spot. We've got Johnson. He's out there with Davis. Jackson is out there with Anderson. So, Greg, here we are, just about a week into the NBA season. The regular season comes at you fast.
I mean, the games start coming fast and furiously right out of the gate. But you wonder how we made it through the summer without getting to see any NBA action.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Outside, Davis. Pass to Anthony. Puts one up from 19. The shot, no good. Now here is Davis. To the paint. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Just the first good move in a game of chess between these two coaches.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Anthony. Back to Paul. 6 to shoot. Pulls up on the wing, and it's good off the glass.
And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Let's see if they can keep getting him the ball in that area.
Jackson with it, covered by Anthony. Johnson outside, and he banks in the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Anthony on the wing. Harden. Back to Anthony. And the rejection by Jackson. Anderson against Paul. And Paul over to help. On the wing, Jackson gets it to go from beyond the arc.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
And you look at this Pelicans team, Coach, kind of a wild card in the Western Conference.
Well, Kevin, they have the talent of a top 4 seed, but some serious bumps in the road. I think if their luck improves, the Pelicans could turn things around quickly.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside, Davis. Back to Paul. They need this. And again, New Orleans has no up.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively. Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Paul with the ball. He's guarded by Davis. Puts up a 3. And no good. Gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Outside Jackson. A 15-footer. Rodman grabs the miss.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Outside Anthony. Pass to Davis. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. There's a lot to consider with NBA expansion, and Commissioner Silver said, quote, "What does that mean for talent? I feel great about where the talent is right now in the league, but those players have to come from somewhere. How does it work geographically? What will it mean for growing the game?" These are all good questions. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, as always, we appreciate the update. Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Pass to Johnson. Over Anthony. Johnson can't get it to go. Pelicans trail by 12. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Rodman kicks to Doncic. Rodman with a screen on Johnson. And there's the foul. It's on Cameron Johnson. That is his first foul of the game.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Anthony's checked in. There's 1:17 left to play here in the first. Shot from 12. And that one comes up a bit short. Gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. Very solid start for them. Davis against Doncic. To the middle. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Pelicans trail by 14. And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Some changes for New Orleans. Howard's checked in for Anthony Davis. Garnett comes in for Rodman. And it's Paul in for Carmelo Anthony. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Garnett is doubled, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Pelicans with possession here. Garnett with the screen for Paul. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
Now here's Davis. No scoring in this one. It's rebounded by New Orleans. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
Yeah, they needed some extra time to get it done, but at the end of the day, a win's a win.
Good if it goes.
Oh my goodness, with no time left on the clock.
Without a moment to spare, he cuts this one out.
What poise, what focus. That's an impressive shot.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Up by 16. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
So the Pelican 5 right now. They've got Chris Paul. Howard is out there with Garnett. Then there's Doncic. And it's Anthony in at the 3. Here's May, covered by Anthony. Paxton a screen on Doncic. Johnson, the pass to May. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Claxton. He's guarded by Howard. Claxton, no good. Pelicans trail by 16. Doncic looking it over. Pass to Paul. The tray. And that one is off.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Now here's Anthony. He has yet to score. James Harden, he's checked in for Doncic.
First team foul. Checking in for the Pelicans. Number 13.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Howard, and it's Howard finishing it off.
And doing what he does best. Howard attacking the rim with that explosive power.
Here's Davis, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's on Dwight Howard. You know, Greg, talking about Cam Thomas now, what are some things you'd like to see him improve on?
Well, I'd say defense first and foremost. If he's able to improve there, as well as his passing and playmaking, watch out. He's already an incredible scorer.
And both free throws good for Davis. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. If you look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
Yeah, certainly a nightmare to contain. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. And Anthony Davis is checked in for the Pelicans. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. That's good from Anthony.
A lights-out scorer who possesses incredible confidence. Anthony is such a skilled and explosive player.
On the wing, Davis, defended by Paul. May passes to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. And the three ball is good. Johnson's got 10 points in the game.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Howard can't hit.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Davis with the bucket.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Now here's Paul. Still scoreless. Anthony right side. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And Davis sends it back. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And the Pelicans making a change here. Anthony's checked in. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Ball against Davis. May passes to Johnson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And we're seeing Cam Johnson take his offensive game, GA, to another level.
Upping his scoring while remaining efficient. Most of his shots coming from long distance, but he can put the ball in the bucket from just about anywhere.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Chris Paul. So Johnson hits two of them.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Doncic against Davis. Outside Anthony to stop the run. It's hauled in by Claxton.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Back to Davis. Pass to May. 6 on the shot clock. Over Anthony. And it's May missing. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the New Orleans Pelicans.
And two teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out. Well, after a bad start, he looks like a different player right now.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks. Commissioner Adam Silver was asked about the wildest ideas thrown around in the league office. He said, quote, one thing that's been discussed is potentially 2 free throws for a foul on a 3-point shot. I don't think we'd do it in the last 2 minutes of the game, but that's something interesting. Back to you.
Not a bad idea. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Now here's Davis. Back to Harden. And Howard has it in the corner. Harden outside. Outside for Davis. No good with the triple.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
And Davis puts it in.
Yeah, what a play right there. Got his man tumbling to the floor, and then the balance to knock it down.
My goodness, he certainly got the defender with that move. My ankles are hurting all the way over here.
Davis finds Howard. Now Anthony. Looking to end the run, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Defensive foul.
And this is proof that Anthony is just...
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. It's Richardson on the wing. 24 seconds left in the second quarter. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Anthony kicks to Harden. Rodman with a screen on Giddey. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Delivering the blowout. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Attention to center court. Drum roll, please. And thinking about the shot.
Second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
Yes,
Let's check out some numbers here for James Harden. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 23 points per, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Well, this staff loves coaching him, and his teammates love playing with him. He's just an unselfish guy who makes everyone around him better.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Richardson is out there with Jackson. And there's Harper. And there's Anderson. And it's Giddey in at the 2. Now here is Davis. Pass to Anthony. Here is Harden. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by Jackson.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
People have said, Greg, he is a system unto himself. In fact, he said it about himself. James Harden's ability, GA, to break down defenses remains in rarefied air.
And even as he's lost a step now, his supreme skill level ensures he remains a threat on a nightly basis.
Now here's Rodman. Davis setting the pick for Anthony. And there's the call on Dylan Harper. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the 3rd. Paul looking around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Down low. Davis. And it's sent back by Anderson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them. First minute and a half of basketball here in the 3rd quarter. Jackson passes to Anderson and finished off by Anderson.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Rodman finds Anthony.
And the rejection by Jackson. Well, this will make you a little uneasy. Missing 4 in a row to start the 3rd.
In the corner, it's Richardson. Back to Jackson. Taken away by Anthony. 4-on-3 break.
Full team foul. Andre Jackson. First personal foul. Second team foul.
The 3 from Harden buries the long-range jumper. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And that time, converting off the catch. Harden showing a little bit of everything tonight.
Giddey kicks to Harper. Takes a 3. And Davis pulls it down. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Paul. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
High arcing shot. Pass to Giddey. Lock at 6. Here's Harper. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Outside Anthony. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. We say last touch by Jackson. Luka Doncic. He's checked in for New Orleans. Inside, Richardson trying to break loose. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Paul.
Wow, Davis putting on his hard hat and just going to work inside. What contact?
Harper the pass to Richardson. Anderson outside. Over to the left wing. 5 on the clock. Outside Jackson. Over Anthony. And Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 5.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or 2.
And checking out some numbers here for Chris Paul. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 9 points a game last year. 7 assists and 3 rebounds. And most of all, you have to love the defensive grit he brings to games when he comes off the bench.
Yeah, I loved having options like him off the bench. Guys who bring effort. They can change the attitude of a team.
Here's Richardson, following the basket by Anthony Davis. And here is Harper, still without a basket. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Well, Harper is such a good finisher in there. You almost have to foul him to stop him, and that sometimes doesn't work.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And when you talk about Dylan Harper, Greg, just how impressive is his skill set?
A tall guard with incredible handles and elite elusivity. He already has an impressive command of the pick and roll. Harper, I believe, is primed to be a special player in this league.
Here is Harper, following the score by New Orleans. Giddey kicks to Richardson, and he drives in. Count that bucket.
I mean, a 6'8" playmaker. Giddey is a point forward, and he piles up the assists.
Pelicans trail by 21. And stolen by Richardson. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And it's Paul missing.
Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
Harper the pass to Anderson, and Anderson slams it in.
As he develops his game, I see Harper with the ability to be a great facilitator.
And it's Paul with the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. Pass to Rodman. The shake. Doesn't go that time.
Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more from him.
Back to Harper. And here's Richardson, defended by Paul. And here's Harper from the arc. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. Delivering the blowout. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Here's Doncic. So for New Orleans right now, Anthony is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Howard. Then there's Doncic, and it's Harden in at the 2-guard spot.
Their 3-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Now Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring option.
Now, here's Doncic. Here's the 3. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Davis down low. Guarded by Doncic. And the basket by Johnson.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Well, credit the defense there. Bothered him enough that he couldn't get it to go down.
From about 19 feet, Pelicans with the rebound. The 3 from Harden. That shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It's Davis with the drive. Stolen by Harden. To the inside. Looking for Anderson. He gets it there. And here's the fast break. to Johnson. There are some who will say, GA, there are too many threes being taken in today's NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, if we're cutting back on something, how about free throw? The three-point shootout is arguably the best part of All-Star Saturday, but nobody wants to watch a free throw contest. This is the skill of Anthony on full display, able to knock that one down in close.
On the wing, Jackson. Anderson, a screen on Anthony. Jackson nails it from the high post.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, this is how you shut the door, right? You keep making good shots and you build the lead.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. New Orleans making some changes here. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Howard. Anthony comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Paul subbed in for Doncic.
First team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Rodman, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And as a free throw shooter, Rodman has his challenges. One of those guys who almost shoots a better percentage from the field.
He doesn't get the second one. And with all the talk about load management, coach, and player participation, what about getting rid of players fouling out?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of getting rid of players fouling out. I do like the idea, and I think Scott Skiles was the one who brought it up, Kevin, of taking like the offensive fouls and just having that be a turnover, like the illegal screen or a charge, and not charge that as a personal foul, where honestly you end up being punished double.
Now here's Davis. Anderson with the block.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Davis, the rejection by Paul. Anthony with it, guarded down by Jackson. Anderson against Davis. Here's Anthony. Anderson with the block. They recover it. Buries it from 3-point range. Gone to 3-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Paul with the steal, and Paul with a clear path to the hoop. Good work there as it goes. Paul's got his first points in this one.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
And for a coach, you always appreciate when you're able to turn a stop into a score.
And you think about the balance of power between the conferences. How about this, Greg? In the last 26 years, there have only been 3 Eastern Conference teams favored to win the NBA Finals.
2011 Heat, the 2013 Heat, and then the 2024 Boston Celtics. So for those arguing for top 16 seeding in the playoffs, this might be your go-to stat.
Gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for 2, Davis.
And that one falls for Davis. And New Orleans going with a whole new group out there. And both free throws good for Davis. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. Richmond outside. Back to Doncic. Good on the triple.
Luka Doncic.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth. Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. There's a good screen to the paint. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
Davis finds Paul. Inside. Stolen by Jackson.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Foul. Second team foul. At the line for two, Davis.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Davis. Paul outside. Now here's Rodman. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And now, our player of the game, Cam Johnson.
Now my nigga, I ain't rapper yet. Somebody at my door, I got a check. F for me tomorrow, that's a bet. 100,000, what you need? Money hanging in my jeans. Double cup, stay on lean. Hey, women all on me. Bright lights, all I see. Bright lights all on me. Bright lights, all I see. Bright lights, all I see. I could ask more. 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 I could ask more.